to establish our faith in scripture. Right? That's what Nyaya does. So, right, and Vaiseshika basically analyzes material nature into different ingredients. You have the Panchabhutas, the earth, water, fire, air and ether, then you have these senses, the sense objects, and then you have the mind, intelligence, ego, and then the pradhana. So the 24 elements, and then you have the soul and the Paramatma. That's also there in the Vaiseshika, but however, not everyone really studies that. Sankhya and Vaiseshika. That's what Sankhya basically does also. So basically it actually, in simple words, Nyaya teaches us, I mean, in essence, in conclusion, that you have to accept the Shabda Pramana, the scripture, as the authority. Not your sense perception is the authority. Not what you see with your eyes or hear with your ears or taste with your tongue, what you perceive through the senses. That's not the truth. The truth is what the Gita says.
But you
that's the essence. That's the purpose of Nyaya.
Right. But you only understand the Gita through, I mean, not just listening to the words from that point, but you have, but I think what you're saying is that you also have to trust that that you should absorb yourself in what it's telling you and learn for your, because at the end, it's not the words that are teaching you, right? You have to experience some of it, as you said. You have,
exactly.
you have to go through something.
Yeah. So what Nyaya does is brings our faith into scripture. So the Shraddhaval, as it says, the faithful man. And how does that faith come? First of all, you need to understand that Bhagavad Gita is truth. And and that's not just theoretical understanding, you have to have some realization. And how does that realization come? When you apply. When you, just like, I'm sure you studied science when you were kids. You studied different laws and so on. But you didn't just believe them, you went into the laboratory, you experimented and you verified whether Newton's laws or whatever laws, whether they're true. So you study the Gita, but don't just believe it blindly. Go into the laboratory of your life and experiment it. And see if the principles work. Right? When they work, then you develop faith. So that's how you develop faith. So yes, so there that's how, like this, every one of the 6 darshanas is actually contributing to the final conclusion of Vedanta. Right? Eventually, right? It's taking us through a step-by-step process. Right?
So just to say that we have about 5 minutes, so I just want to give you a sense of your time for your
right.
proposal. Yeah, sorry.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
My own curiosity.
Yeah. So here again it says, when kings like Janaka and others attained the perfectional stage by performance of prescribed duties. Right? So we are discussing on how it's relevant in modern life. Right? Someone may question, okay, it's all fine, but how does it have me in my life today? So it explains that even this is not just for saints. This is not just for some recluse monks living in a monastery. It says even kings. Kings are involved in politics, right? And what can be more materialistic than politics, right? So even they attain perfectional stage by performance of these, by applying these principles. And then it says, anyone else? Volunteer? Any volunteers? Yes, please.
All the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding and so attained liberation. Therefore, as the ancients, you should perform your duty in this divine consciousness.
So, it's not that it was only relevant to ancient times and not relevant today. It says, just as the ancients performed, you should perform even today. So it remains relevant, irrespective of the time, because the principle remains the same. Yes?
Yeah, so who are these ancient people and what are the ancient times that Krishna is talking about?
Okay, since Bhagavad Gita is only 700 verses, he's not giving all the examples there. But those examples are found in the Puranas and in the Mahabharata. There are several examples. There were all these great kings, saintly kings of the past millennia. If you read the Mahabharata, you'll know, like there were Harishchandra, and so many others, so many great kings. I can't give you all those examples right now, but I can tell you, think of maybe a couple of them. There was King Janaka, as it was explained in the last verse, and there were King Shibhi, so many other great kings. Anyway, if I tell you, I'll just tell you the names.
Well, it's also mentioning the Upanishadic, all the sages. I mean, saying, you know, all the people who, I mean, I think that's also referring to the ancient Vedantists.
Yes.
All the people who were doing the
Right.
and the Vedic stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, so I think that's kind of what I think there he's mentioning.
Yeah, the rishis, as you mentioned. Like the proponents of the 6 darshanas, they are all rishis, right? Gautama and so on. Anyone else? You wanted to read something? Please. Yeah, can you please read?
Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work finds one to this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain unattached and free from bondage.
So in this way, it actually tells us how we all work. So it explains how we work, how we are supposed to work. Work has to be performed, but it has to be done as a sacrifice for Vishnu or God. Right. So whatever we do, it's not just sacrifice. Doesn't mean just some ritual, but whatever we do in life, day-to-day activities, can all be done as a sacrifice.
Why did you use Vishnu here? Because there's no mention of Vishnu per se, but again, can you explain how we think about the specificity of God versus something more general?
Yeah. The word yajna is mentioned in the first word. Is also a name of Vishnu. Yajna by Vishnu.
I see. This is one interpretation. Okay.
Yeah, because Yajna by Vishnu there is in the Vedas. Yajna is also a name of Vishnu. So it also means sacrifice.
Yes.
Thank you. Idam jnana upasitya. By becoming fixed in this knowledge, one can attain to the transcendental nature, which is like my own nature. Thus established, one is not born at the time of creation, or disturbed at the time of dissolution. So these are all benefits of. So I won't get into all that. I just directly go to the last. Sorry. Can someone read this? Anyone? Yeah. Anyone? Yes, please.
One should understand what is.
I'm sorry.
This one.
But he who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own will attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination.
And the last one.
Go ahead, Peter.
One should understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated.
So the point here being again expressed is that we have to mold our life in a way that is directed by scripture. And that's what scripture is meant to do, to direct our lives. Right? So it's like the manual. When you purchase a machine, you get a manual with it. It tells you how to operate it, operating instructions. So this body is a machine. And when you get this machine, you get this manual. And that's scripture. So that's and that's relevant even today. And so that's how it's relevant even for modern context. I'll stop here.
Thank you very much. Listen, sorry about the time.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. I think also maybe you can suggest to me, and when I give the final bibliography to everybody, you can add a couple books that you think would be very useful on this subject that I will put into our bibliography. I have a bunch of essays and stuff. I mean, we can't cover it all in this class, but I'll leave it for you to look up, and I'll send you links and photocopies of things so you can follow up on your own after the course is over.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.